Are there Triscuits? I don't know.
Hello viewers, today we're going to look at a video that I found on the internet. My face is in the thumbnail. It's called The Most Annoying Guy Ever.
Okay, I have been seeing this all over the place. Like, I've been seeing tweets and they'll post Curtis Connor, Noah Samsen, basically any white dude who has a mustache and looks hipster, and they're like, can we stop with this type of man?
That's me right there, the most annoying guy ever. Why does every guy look like this? Well, I don't know. Let's find out.
Have you met this guy? Of course you have. He's everywhere.
Yes, I have. He is me. I actually did meet Curtis Connor the other day. We recorded a podcast, so once that releases, the world can decide whether or not we're the most annoying guys ever.
As someone who is originally from Melbourne, Australia, I have to apologize on behalf of my city for unleashing this guy onto the world.
Hey, come on, man. Don't be so hard on yourself.
I like
It's okay.
it. I
It's not
like
your
the
fault.
stash.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Oh my God. Devastating scene.
We were the ground zero for this global pandemic that's spread around everywhere. The pedo stash, the mullet, sides often shaved, sometimes a beanie, often a bunch of shitty tattoos, some shirt with a band no one gives a shit about, nails painted black, and now it's everywhere.
He's got me on the mullet and the mustache, but one thing I will
Wallaby,
never do
thank
is
you for
wear
the
a
10
shirt
months.
with a band that nobody cares about. I only wear shirts with bands that everybody cares about, like Taylor Swift and Lil Xan.
And now it's everywhere. USA, Europe, New Zealand. Of course there were precursors. It's desperately trying to ape an 80s style, but the people back then were
taken over.
unapologetically living it. They didn't think it was cringe. They weren't living ironically through some desire to seem like some tough guy.
He's right about this one. Mullets in the 80s were a very serious thing. You didn't wear them lightly or as for laughs. Take, for example, this actor from a movie who's playing a character that's ironic. He's a joke character. There was no faking it or irony. That's what the mullet is really about. Just good old-fashioned blue-collar, sleazy guys.
They weren't living ironically through some desire to seem like some tough guy or a dirtbag, the scumbag, the filthy, dirty, nasty, but super chill guy.
Hey, Noah Samsen reference.
What do you call him? I just think like Chill Dave.
Yeah, Chill Dave. I like Chill Dave. That sounds good. I'll change my name for a little bit on YouTube, so check that out right now on the screen.
Sees another 40k follower Twitter account with a name like Epic Handjob. Fat, Reddit mustache, epic mullet, Carhartt, cigarette, ironic music taste, Fantano garbage.
Yeah, okay, I see it. That guy is really annoying in the tweet, if that's a real guy. Fuck that guy. I hate him.
Other styles appear which carry aspects of this overall look, but I really think all of the disparate aspects really
Did Noah get hotter or what the fuck? Gotta be the mullet and the stash.
did come to converge in Australia, where this specific guy emerged properly. From there, he metastasized and spread throughout the world. This isn't just a look either, it's a whole persona.
That one's not just the haircuts. These guys look alike. These guys look the same guy.
And once you notice all the things they have in common, it's hard to unnotice. You can't go back.
Noah Samsen reference. Second Noah Samsen reference.
Fashion has always been about fitting in, to appear as though you embody some character. What are they trying to embody?
If you want my genuine answer to that question, I like how it looks. You know, I just think it looks good. I'm trying to embody a Noah Samsen that looks good to me. To Noah Samsen. There you go. There's your answer. Well, I've had a mustache for a long time, but the mullet is a new thing. My ex-girlfriend was a hairstylist and suggested it, and I was like, sure. And then I ended up liking how it looked. But that's probably even worse than trying to fit in because it's listening to a girl, which is very emasculating and soy.
It looks like they're trying to recreate this look from the 80s. What was the mullet associated with back then? What kind of characteristics?
Being
Rock
cool.
music, country music. Billy Ray Cyrus was known for it. A lot of people
Party in the front, business in the front and party in the back.
rocked it in the 80s.
There we go. More guys deserving to don the mullet. More blue-collar, hardcore, sleazy guys. Like a list of 5 extremely famous, extremely rich actors and musicians.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's chill and up for anything. He'll do drugs and alcohol freely. A real 80s cokehead. Sleazy's perhaps the best word for this. This is who the mullet came to be associated with.
I like this clip. It's an iPhone video of a guy riding the biggest motorcycle you've ever seen. That's awesome. I like it. If you exist, hit me up.
Fun fact, in a YouTube video, when you say the word subscribe, the button glows.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. Subscribe. 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 Does it loop it? Subscribe. Subscribe.
Karl Marx said, history repeats.
Yes, I love this guy. Shredded Nerd, I love you. This video is great. All right, continue with Marx.
Karl Marx said, "History repeats itself, first as tragedy, second as farce." This is in reference to Napoleon III and his rather reserved,
I want to know what the guy making the video looks like, because how fucking funny would it be if he had the mullet in the stash?
remarkable leadership, as opposed to his ruthless forebear. Now, just as neo-pagans LARP as being Odin's Viking warriors, and every great empire in European history LARPed as Great Rome
Marx was not talking about
reborn.
hairstyles.
Chill
He
Dave,
was.
the cool scumbag, rad
Commonly
dirtbag guy
misunderstood.
dude, LARPs as the sleazy 80s cokehead, trying to revivify this archetype. The appeal is that you don't give a fuck. The mullet, the whole style, looking slightly unkempt, it's meant to convey that you care not for any norms, because to the people of the 70s and 80s, the mullet conveyed that you would willingly look ugly with no regard. You would choose to put something so garish, so ugly on the top of your head. It's a rejection of social norms in the most outwardly aggressive way a haircut could be.
I feel like the first mullet guys for sure were rejecting
It's gotta
social
be stopped.
norms. But the moment it becomes a trend, you know, when you got Billy Ray Cyrus wearing it, I mean, is he rejecting social norms? Maybe on a broad scale, but also probably a lot of people thought it was hot and cute.
It was occasionally combined with other broadly disliked
Look.
styles,
Will had a mullet. I thought it looked hot on him.
like the rat tail or dreadlocks, in an effort to look as filthy as possible. That's what it conveyed more than anything, that you care so little and can still succeed in spite of it. You can still get rich by selling coke, and you
Literal
can still
rat
pull
tail.
women who are underage.
Hey, you're cheating. Dr. Disrespect doesn't actually have a mullet. He wears a wig, pal. Okay? He is not like us, as it were.
This is where the irony comes in. Come on now, guys, I wasn't being sincere. And this is ironic fashion. So you live this every day and present yourself to the world in this way. In every social encounter you go into, you present this veneer of insincere aloofness, a fundamental contradiction. You want to appear as if you let go while still caring. You want to appear like a decent human being while still appearing like a scumbag.
Okay, it's cringe to depict someone else as the soy jack, to own them, but I can't stop thinking about this image where there's a guy that's just walking, kind of minding his own business and whistling, and then there's another guy that's like really pissed at him for some random reason.
I feel like we're reading into it a little bit too much.
Feels like. It's just like a guy like, not only because the guy has a mustache and I think he might have a mullet, but just because who cares? But then again, you could just as easily put me making a video responding to this guy in the cringe thing, and then him there because he's the cool guy that thinks we're cringe, and then he wins. I think that's how you do that. I haven't asked any other mullet mustache guys why they do it, so maybe I should. Maybe I'll put something like that in right here.
What made you decide to rock the mullet mustache?
I actually saw the mullet came first. I saw a drag queen do it first. Their name was Crystal Method, and they had a really cool mullet. And I was like, you know what, that's
The mullet kings are fighting back.
kind of a cool hairstyle. I could give that a go. And it was also COVID, so I had nothing else to do. So I was like, I might as well just kind of sit down and grow my hair. And then the mustache is sort of, I've always wanted one, but I never had the confidence to like let it grow out because I had to like go out in public and stuff. So also like, it was also because of COVID, I was never leaving my house. So I could like, you know what, I'm just going to let this thing ride out. And then once I had it, I was like, I actually liked how I looked for like once in my life. So I kept it. I just felt really like confident, and I felt pretty handsome. So I kept it. Long story short, I think I liked how I looked, and then I liked how it made me feel. So
what do you say to those of
Wow,
to
what
those
an
that say
asshole.
that it's woke, that you're being cringe and woke?
Yeah, I'd agree with them. I feel like I was a pretty staunch conservative, but then now I have this, so I kind of can't. I kind of have to like adhere to the sort of social code that we sort of operate within.
Yeah, it's not. It's the real problem here. What Republicans really should set their sights on is how the mullet and the stash is making people woke. That's the real. That's the real thing that's going on. You get that mullet and that stash, you become insta woke.
All right, thanks, Curtis, for your time.
All right, I hope Curtis is okay, but in the meantime, I'm gonna take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Factor. Factor is a delicious company that deliciously sends you meals that are delicious.
Micah, thank you for the 13 months. Tip Jill, I have to play Shadow of the Erdtree, so I end up spending more time with the best streamer community on Twitch, but it's back to the grind.
Really easy. They send you a box.
Missed y'all already. Well, you come back when you can. You guys, I'm trying to find these photos of. It's not a mullet and stash, but this was during COVID. So I'm usually the one who takes Farley to the groomer, and I specify, you know, what kind of cut I want Farley to get. And this was a rare instance where Will took him to the groomer and told the groomer that he wanted Farley to have a beard. He was very into Farley having a beard. Are you ready to see these photos? And I hated the beard. Literally, when he brought him home, when he brought him back and he had the beard, I'm going to pause the video for a sec. I went, what did you do? What did you do to my baby? And we got in an argument, not like a real argument. Okay, here's what he looked like. Let me show you. Here's what it is. This was right after he got groomed. And I said, why? Why did you do this? He's like, because he looks awesome. He looks so sick. I said, no, I do not like this. I do not want this. I do not approve of this. Never again. And he tried to keep doing it. And so I was like, that's the first and the last time that you take Farley for his haircut. Mm-hmm. You're with Will on this? No! Absolutely not. No way. You think that looks good?
I believe some attempt to recapture that very same attitude. The issue, however, is that he cares.
I'm sorry, it's awesome! You guys! No!
Too much. It's obviously a facade, a carefully preened appearance. Putting in so much effort to look like you put in no effort. Classic millennial staple. The painted nails give it away.
The sketch he shows in the background there is making the same joke that he's making.
Oh my
It's
God,
making
these
fun of guys
pictures
that
are
spend
so
$500 for a Carhartt jacket just to look bad on purpose. Like that's
Okay, wait, here's the last one. Here's the last one. He looks so funny. Oh, sweet baby.
He's doing the same joke. You guys agree on that. But you're making fun of him for that, even though he's also making fun of this guy, it seems like.
That is another character trait that generally appears broadly in the type of person who adopts this style. And I say broadly, some people just adopt a fashion because they see others do it. That's very common. This does not apply to everyone who wears this look. That being said, certain personalities do gravitate towards certain styles. Like this safe,
so
sleazy kind of
scrunkly.
thing. First we had safe edgy, then safe horny, and now safe sleazy to finish the trifecta.
Why does he put a map of Europe for safe edgy? What does that mean? Wait, is that even Europe, or is it? Why is there a big gap there? Is this like Pangea or something? Am I tripping? What does this mean? Okay, it looks like Germany's missing, and then some other stuff. France. So is that like the countries they invaded? Well, no, Germany invaded Poland, and it's still there. Look.
Why are men wearing their hair long like girls? We continue to see repeated instances of blurring gender lines, and it's even catching on with the children. What's going on? They call it grooming? Well, we also call it grooming.
Look, someone help. Help.
I've noticed an oddly judgmental, holier
That
than
was
thou
not a bad
type
Tucker
who tends
Carlson.
to present themselves in this way, who talks oddly a lot about decency through the lens where they are, of course, very virtuous. It very regularly takes the form of moral condemnation more than anything, and in fairly manipulative ways, like being associated with or being seen with the wrong people, or people acting problematic in the presence of another, and then the behavior of one being used to condemn the other who wasn't even involved, kind of enforcing a group purity.
So in case you couldn't tell by the footage he's showing on the stream, this guy's referencing, it seems like In Praise of Shadows video about Wendy Goon, if anyone's familiar with that. My audience might not be, but pretty weird video, pretty weird and bad video. I like that guy's videos otherwise, that was just a really weird video. But my thing is though, isn't all criticism on the internet some sort of moral virtue signaling, you know? Like this video here, he's just like, my virtue is that I know what the mullet is really about and I'm upholding it, and all you guys also think they're cringe, and we're all joined together here to do that. That's virtue signaling. Is it? Is it not? He did say manipulative ways, which again, I would actually agree on that one video. It's
I can't believe that has
very
500,000
in its,
views.
arguments, but so is psychoanalyzing people for their haircuts and facial hair. Maybe not manipulative, just like a little odd. A little like, hey, what are you doing over there? Hey, get out of that trash. Hey.
Yeah, because there's no connecting factor aside from the fact that they have the same hairstyle. It's not like the most annoying guy ever. They're all MAGA who have hairstyles like this, or they're all like alpha males. I saw that 60+% of you voted for beard.
Quit being a little perv, you little freak.
You obviously see this on the internet, but it's not uncommon for some people to take this behavior into real life. They mask what might otherwise seem like obvious social games that are intended to suit them, boost their status in the hierarchy,
Like,
to be
what
seen as
is
a
this
good
guy
person
talking
by
about?
virtue of what you say,
Noah Samsen reference, that's number 3, let's go.
what you believe, and who you associate with, rather than by what you do. In fact, separating morality from action specifically emboldens this malicious archetype. And I would say,
Like, has that guy ever watched a Noah Samsen video? The psychoanalysis gone too far. He's not making the profound points that he thinks he's making here. He's literally just shitting on guys who have the same hairstyle.
archetype is strongly associated with manipulation.
This part's getting a little source, I made it up, speculating on people's lives. You do not know
I thought
them
this
at
was
all,
a joke
which
till
feels-
now, because you would think that this is an ironic video, that it's a joke, but it's like ironically unironic. I think it's a serious video. Like, I think that guy genuinely is like, this is the most annoying guy ever, and here's my psychoanalysis on why these guys do this and who these guys are. I don't think it's I still thought this is an ironic. Well, maybe I just need to watch the vid through, but it doesn't seem like that. Like, I think it is serious, but we think it's not serious because it is unserious.
It's pretty manipulative. How do we know Shredded Nerd doesn't have a mullet and a mustache? We can't see his face. And I'm not going to ask for his face because I'm not going to assume that he's some kind of a hypocrite just because he made a video where he says he doesn't like it. I trust you, man. I trust you, and I want to give you a hug.
For example, this guy on Instagram, known as Max for Cracks. A good chunk of his humor is literally just about how he manipulates women. There is enough of a pattern. There are so many of the same jokes, and they certainly all fit the exact same personality type. In fact, it fits this archetype to a T. He could of course be playing a character, but he is playing it very, very well. Oftentimes when people are this good at playing a character, it's more so that they're exaggerating their own personality.
This one's interesting because on the one hand, yeah, this guy Max is clearly familiar with like the fuckboy archetypes. He's also making fun of them though. Like he's drawing attention to them in a way that makes fun of them.
Right. So that's what's so funny about this is that the videos that he's using as evidence are guys who are being ironic. Like they're playing archetypes. They're doing comedy, but the video maker, like, we're confused and thinking that that's what the video maker is doing because that's what would make sense, that he too is actually being ironic here with making this video where it seems like he's actually calling these guys the most annoying guys in the world and using this evidence, but it's actually like a joke.
So I feel like that's a little different. Even if he is an IRL fuckboy, wouldn't he be doing good anti-fuckboy activism by pointing out the types of stuff that fuckboys do and making fun of it? I feel like that's probably better than just being a regular fuckboy. But also, who knows?
He has knowledge of the complete lexicon of manipulation and deception. Like, it's one thing, you know, learning the game, so to speak. But seriously, what business does a dude have talking about a girl's ovulation?
Oh no. Okay. Well, this guy doesn't know what that's referring to in that
God.
TikTok. It's not like some secret male manipulator thing to know that the post is just saying that she was horny because she was ovulating. And then she stopped ovulating, so she wasn't horny, so she stopped hitting him up. That's the joke. It's okay to not know that. I'm a guy too. I haven't known that all my life. But just because you don't doesn't make it a male manipulator thing. It's just kind of like if you have a girlfriend or if you talk to or you're hooking up with someone, I don't know.
Guys who know too much about things like astrology and period cycles are highly suspect.
Fellas, is it gay to pay attention in middle school biology? The astrology thing, I'll give him that one. If you got CoStar on your phone, it could be because, you know, you had an ex that was really into astrology and you got on board, but probably, I'm just gonna say it, probably not.
Like, it's one thing, you know, listening to your girlfriend, you know, supporting her when she has health concerns, which you do not share. It's another one entirely keeping obsessive track of mood
I gotta be
altering
honest,
phenomena.
this is kind of doing the most. It's honestly doing the most.
No, like their cycle and knowing exactly what to say in response.
It's not obsessive, dude. It just means you're talking to her. It just means in this example that she was telling you that she's horny because she's ovulating. Anytime a guy knows all that weird stuff about girls and like the clitoris and any of that crap, you gotta watch out for that guy. He's trying to manipulate ya.
Let me put it this way. If a guy knows exactly what to say to a woman and when, it's rehearsed. They are lines. He is an actor presenting her with a character.
New type of white knight just dropped, the incel white knight. Ladies, if a guy's really charming and funny and hot and charismatic, don't trust that guy. He's trying to use you. He knows all the right things to say. Me, on the other hand, I know none of the right things to say. And I'm not charming, and I'm just kind of weird. But that's how you know I really mean it, and that I will treat you good, unlike them, even though I've never actually had the opportunity to learn how to do that.
Now, I have a 4% female viewership.
We know. Look, I'm not here to denigrate male spaces. This is common with male content creators. The percentage is usually pretty high.
Destiny, what's your split? Is it like 60%?
It's probably
men?
like my
40% female, 30?
No
30?
shot, dude. It's gonna be like 95-5.
Oh wow. Yeah,
That's
we
a
got
jump
the same
scare.
split.
That's fine, you get the boys together. But the moment we start talking about gender and the moment we start talking about dating and things is where we gotta pay close attention to the fact that there's 94 dudes in a room and 4 girls and 1.6 non-binary people. And you're talking about what women want and your concerns with what they want. Don't know how that's gonna go, man. I've been in plenty of rooms with that ratio. I'm a dude, and I'm just gonna say the vibes are gonna be pretty rancid depending on the subject matter. Unless you're with your boys before a big football game in the locker room, you know, or you're going out having a big beer boy day, just chilling.
Double
fine.
jump
But
scare.
talking about feminism, woo, brothers, we are scaring the maidens to death, and we gotta acknowledge that.
Now, I have a 4% female viewership, but I do want to pose a question to any women watching. Hypothetically, you or a friend of yours was entering into a relationship with this kind of guy. What is the thought process happening in you or your hypothetical friend's mind? Does one think this relationship is going to be highly fruitful and successful? Or are you perhaps seeking something toxic, subconscious?
Why does this guy's video just feel like his own insecurities as to why women won't fuck him? Where he's like, look at these fucking awful dudes, the worst type of dudes ever. I don't even understand about how women date. That's what this feels like it's turned into.
Or even consciously.
Yes, dude. Ladies in my audience, just let me know. Is it because you're fucked up and you want something toxic deep down and don't know it? Because female psychology be like?
Is it not a bit suspect when a man has these perfectly rehearsed lines, as in these videos where they're literally prepared earlier?
What
Again,
is
like
this?
I don't get this. The videos are him making fun of it. They're not real. Does he think they're real? Does he think the screen is talking to him, trying to be a fuckboy to him? I don't know. Who knows?
Perhaps the modern dating scene specifically amplifies and rewards this manipulator archetype, and that is why you see women so regularly complaining about it.
Yeah, I don't know what about the modern dating scene would specifically reward manipulators or fuckboys more so than they've ever always been rewarded. Getting complained about, it doesn't seem like a reward, you know? That seems like a negative one.
Does
that
this
might
woman
prevent
think?
you from
Does this
doing
guy
it.
think women don't know what pickup lines are? So this is like I've seen this often from dudes like this, where they'll be like, "Ugh, ladies, don't fall for those lines," where they are basically presenting themselves as, "I'm a real man, like I'm a good guy. I would never use that kind of stuff with you, and I'm trying to help you to see through these guys' bullshit." and how they're manipulating you. It's like, oh, no, you're not doing what you think you're doing here. Which in and of itself sounds like a pickup line. Yes, because it's their version of a pickup line. It's the I'm a nice guy who's not going to manipulate you and use these lines on you because I see you as a person and not just a prize to be won.
These things in the future, if people are picking up on your fuckboy tendencies. That's one cool thing about the internet is everyone can come together and be like, hey, West Elm, Gary's doing that shit again, man. And then people know what's up, you know? Women know what to look out for. Men know maybe not what not to do. What's maybe a dick move to do.
Naturally, accompanying the manipulator
For chatters curious, Caroline's chat is 60% male, 32% female, 7% non-binary, 1% other. I have an unusually high number of female or just let's say non-male viewers compared to most Twitch streamers, and especially female Twitch streamers who don't do politics, which is most Twitch streamers, because of course with the content that I do, you know, with my the beliefs that I publicly state, this is going to be a stream that is going to have a more diverse makeup. And it's something that I've talked to female streamers about, where they feel sometimes trapped in how heavily male the viewership is. And it's something where for some female streamers, ones who, you know, are pushing their OnlyFans content, that's great. Like that's good for them because that's who will pay for their OnlyFans. But for a lot of girlies, it's something that can be very tough if they ever do try and talk about, God forbid, anything, to have a heavily male audience. Yeah, and just not enough girlies watch Twitch. We need more girlies watching Twitch. Girly pop's got to unite. Got to be on Twitch.
Type is, of course, male feminism. Yeah, it's kind of unsurprising how many of these dudes are male feminists. It's a natural extension of their decent human being-ism.
No Samsen reference, number 5, let's get it.
You know, a way to denigrate other men while presenting themselves as one of the good ones. Yeah, babe, I'm not toxically masculine.
Yeah,
I've
but
got
this
painted
video
nails.
maker's doing
I'm
the
way
same
worse.
When people
thing that
say
he's
shit like
accusing
this,
them of
obviously they don't care
doing.
about feminism. Obviously, he's using this to dunk on
I
that.
hate the term male feminist. You're just a feminist. It's not a male feminist. You're a feminist.
Some guys he doesn't like, and that's fine. That's his job. It does create a situation, though, where any sort of validation of feminist ideas or principles, when done by a man, is just pick-me behavior, and that's just a way to dismiss. You know, it's just being anti-feminist, right? I do understand the critique that making fun of misogynists online can be pick-me behavior if it's men doing it over and over. Something I've thought about a lot, having done a lot of red pill dunk stuff. Making fun of people like Andrew Tate, or just obvious guys who just be like, I hate women. They say it out loud. That doesn't make you a feminist. It's less than bare minimum. It's just being normal. I think a lot of people in this category of content do take extra steps to be like, here's how this applies to all of us. Here's how we can move forward in a positive way. You know, promoting positive change. But in the same way
Dirty
that it's not
Mackie, he's putting
feminist
smut on
to
other
make
dudes
fun
so you
of
can get the
Andrew
girl
Tate
to
or the
choose
whatever
him.
podcast,
Yeah, that's
it's
what
also
this
not
feels like.
denigrating men. It's denigrating extreme misogynists, right? I have like a 60-40 male audience. Do they feel denigrated by those videos? I would think not. Maybe they do. Maybe they like it.
He promotes polyamory because he wants to break traditional relationship expectations and monogamy normativity, when in reality he wants to talk his girlfriend into letting him sleep with other women.
This one's for sure a real thing, using polyamory to try and just cheat. You hear about this shit all the time. Guy pitches polyamory because he wants to sleep around. Girl says, okay, sure. Guy tries to sleep around, doesn't succeed in that. Girl tries to sleep around, succeeds. Guy gets extremely jealous, ends the relationship, or things go wired and he wants to go back. That's what it says in this post here. And if you go to that TikTok that he's showing on the screen there, in the comment section, it's all basically making that same joke. Hope y'all find a good dude for the three of y'all, because that's just the thing. The man isn't really polyamorous. He just wants to sleep with other people. Here I think it's important to differentiate between someone who is using the feminist label versus someone who is acting according to feminist
Why does
principles.
he keep
And a guy might
referencing
call himself a
TikToks like
feminist
they
while
aren't
doing that, but
parody?
ask, the majority of feminists, I think they would probably disagree. I don't know if they'd give him that
skill
same thing
issue.
when he's using people, exerting power over women, and holding just a very obvious double standard.
Funny thing is, I think there's no mental conflict between the aforementioned manipulating women and the whole feminism thing going on. One clearly serves the other.
Men are the
Harvey
worst. Am I
Weinstein
right,
had
ladies?
No problem
Date
doing
me,
what he did while
please.
supporting feminist causes.
Okay. God damn. The Harvey Weinstein comparison. That's intense, man. Is there a way to make fun of misogynists on the internet as a man without being compared to Harvey Weinstein?
Perhaps the whole feminism thing
That's
is
crazy!
a cloak donned out of guilt. Perhaps it's why they believe so strongly in the toxicity of masculinity, for they see it in themselves. So yeah, I think this look has already lived out its lifespan. Try something new.
Wait, how you gonna do that? How are you gonna go from the Harvey Weinstein comparison to back to the mullet mustache thing? There's such a wild jump at the end of a video to throw that point in there when you're just kind of talking about haircuts and how you don't like them. But this is, it's just more anti-feminism obscured by concern trolling, I guess, which then creates stigma around the idea of any man doing any sort of feminist-related thing, because it must be because he's trying to do some heinous crimes. I'm sure if you asked, a group of 10 feminists, I'm sure most of them would say that Harvey Weinstein wasn't a feminist.
Like, I think there's three different groups going on here, okay? There's dudes who pretend to be feminists so that they can sleep with women, right? Like, they're not actually feminists, and they're like, yeah, men suck, right? Suck my dick, please. It's the falsification of you being an ally so that you score points. Okay, so there's that group. And then there's the group of the guy who made this video in the first place, who, one, is definitely not a feminist, but is a different type of fake feminist where he's pointing out feminist men, whether they are like real feminists or not real feminists, and saying like, oh, these guys suck. Like, look out, ladies. Look out, isn't this guy weird? That guy is very toxic as well. Men suck isn't a feminist take. LOL, so you're I'm not even saying that anyway. And then there's the group of guys who are legitimately feminists and who, oh, there she is. Wait, you're supposed to let me know. No. You have to let me know. You let me know. Oh God, she's doing it to me. She's doing it to me. The student becomes the master. Okay, let me know. Okay. Let me know. Okay. You gonna let her know? Okay, I'll be the one to let her know. Wait, let me know. Okay, I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know right now. Right now, this is me letting you know. Give me 2 minutes. This video is done in actually a minute and a half. Okay. I'm going to call you in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and I will let you know. Okay? 2 minutes. I will let you know.
Feminist. He didn't act according to the principles, just to sort of shoot a wild guess out there. But I don't know, this last point is interesting to me. I'm gonna make a video about that. But the rest of it, we love it. Fully agree, thumbs up. I love this guy, I love Shredded Nerd. Go give him a subscription. I think it's a fun video. I think Australian people, for the most part, they got good stuff going on over there. I was thinking of getting my haircut actually, but I have to hold off now for a few months because then I would look soy, and I'm not soy. I am full of testosterone. I'm gonna go bald in 3 weeks. So, check it out. Thanks everybody. See ya.
Okay, less than 2 minutes. It's over. It's done. You know what? This is one of those things. I'm going to let men handle this one, okay? Men, you guys can take this one, which is why doing this is great, okay? Men calling out other men being like, you're fucking full of shit. Let the men handle it. Let the men do it. Men, you got to get other men, okay? Because I'm tired. And this is one of those where it's a man going after men on this fake ass behalf of women. But men, you go back at these men. Men drama. Yes, men, you handle it.